So this exercise showed your true self, your true nature. That is the image you drew about yourself in your unconscious mind. So now you know why you hate being criticized. Do you lose your temper every time someone gives you a rude comment or, let's say, criticized your look, your size, the way you dress, your style, your pronunciation, let's say, of a certain language, anything? So you've been taking notes, right? Now let's start. See what happens at that specific moment when someone criticizes you. In your unconscious mind, you have created that perfect picture of yourself with certain standards that you don't want to waver. And you believed so much in that perfect picture. So, how you react to that criticism has to do with that perfect picture you have drew. So, when you get mad after being criticized, is because of two things. Number one, you are afraid that whatever that person has just told you is true about yourself. And this means that the picture that you've always believed in is fake. You discover that you've been lying to yourself all this time. So that picture is just disappearing. Number two, when a person criticizes you, you feel like that perfect picture of yourself in your unconscious mind has been shaken. So you think that the other person doesn't see you the way you want them to see you. So you try to defend that picture by trying to prove the person that he's wrong about you. And you try to make them understand, no, that it's a mistake. No, they misunderstood you, with a very nervous and very aggressive attitude. Why? Because you no longer focus about the other person or about anything else except to protect that perfect picture or that perfect self. That is why you're more likely to be aggressive or rude. We all know, I mean, everyone keeps repeating, you know the value of yourself, so other people's opinion doesn't matter. Yes, that is true. But why? It's just words. When it comes to the situation itself, it doesn't work because of this. You have created that picture to impress others before you impress yourself. It's not something that you did it consciously. You sit down and you say, okay, I want to create this and that. No, it happens unconsciously through the years. Maybe when you were a child and it stayed there with you. Now you know that you've built this picture on the wrong basis, on the wrong purposes, or for the wrong purposes. The wrong basis is it's not you. The wrong purpose is to impress others. Your true value is not that fake picture. Remember, you are the creation of God. You are the creation of the universe. You are more valuable than you think. And we've discussed this in the previous session when we were talking about the true value of yourself. That's why this is a very important workshop as well, because both of them, the first one and this one, they go hand in hand. You are God's successor on earth. Believe it or not. And you will do after this for sure. if not yet. You have a message to fulfill. Your true value is the reason why God created you and brought you into this world. So your creation was not just a mistake or just random. Either it's building houses for others to have safe homes, or let's say to cure people from illnesses, to help people raise healthy, well-behaved children. Let's say whether being a teacher, being a, it could be anything actually when you think about it. If you're a writer and you write books that helps other people, either it's funny books or educational books that helps people to build certain skills, and if you are a singer and you're doing your job because you want to make people very happy. Who doesn't listen to songs? Most of people listen to songs and they enjoy them. So music, art, education, uh, whatever, just pick anything you want. It is useful for the humanity. Whatever you do, you don't do it just for yourself. It helps other people. Other people benefit from it, right? So you are supposed to live this earth experience happily, to enjoy this journey. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to make it very difficult for yourself. What makes it difficult is this, the thoughts you've been feeding yourself, some of the traumas you've lived in previous experiences that causes certain emotions. So we are going to do the exercise to get rid of all those convictions, all of those wrong beliefs, wrong thought forms, negative emotions from previous traumas. And then we will start from scratch, like a newborn baby. So do you still think that your value is what other people think? Okay, different answers. Great, I love this. Okay, certain people are saying no, but because we live in a society and this time is completely different. Maybe if I was in a certain age before, I wouldn't. This is happening in every time. Either you here in 2022 or in 1940. It's the same thing. It has to do with your mindset, and that's it. If you believe that your value is your family roots or your origins, your study, your profession, the certificates you have, where are you from, which language do you speak, what car do you drive, how big is your house, how fancy are your clothes, which country you come from, or which country you live. If you still think that this defines you, then you are still struggling. Many things are holding you back from living the life you want, from living the life in peace and enjoying this life. So we'll do the exercise and we'll come back. Okay, get ready. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes break then. God's created us for a good and noble reason. Each one of us has a message to fulfill. You just have to discover it, and that's it. When you know your true value, you won't care about what other people think of you. So take this famous example and the exercise that we've just did now. See, the real question is, what are you going to do with this $20? Are you going to spend it on something valuable that will benefit you and benefit others? Or you're going to spend it on something that will harm you and harm others? So when that person or that teacher took the $20 and did it lose its value? No. When he smashed it with his feet, did it lose its value? No. People still want it because the value is still there. So it's the same thing. Your value is still there. The act that had been criticized, does it work in your favor? Does it work for your goal and for your message? That is the most important thing. If your answer is yes, I'm doing this as a step further to fulfill the message, then you shouldn't care about what people say. People's opinion is just their point of view. They're free to say whatever they want if they say it in a nice way. So but if whatever you're doing is just to impress people and to make them say good stuff about you, such as you are well educated, you are rich, you are classy, you're fancy, you're so beautiful. Well, actually, it's called the fake picture, again, made by your false ego. Whatever, it's just your false ego talking. You're not a physical body. No, you're not just a face. You're not some clothes. So don't identify yourself with physical material things. And most people, as I said before, people who are more concerned about other people's opinion, most likely they are criticizing others. When you are so judgmental, you tend to judge yourself and you care more about what people say about you because you know that they're going to judge you. Why? Because you judge people all the time, either verbally or mentally. Sometimes even in your head, you don't say something verbally, but in your head, you're criticizing people. So this karma will come back to you. People will criticize you, definitely. And even if they don't criticize you, you will be eating yourself up. Why? Because you keep criticizing people. So you keep thinking, oh, everyone will criticize me. Everyone is watching me. Everyone is this. Remember the true you. The true you is not what you wear, not your job, not your gender, not your age. You are God's successor on earth. You have a message to deliver in this world. You are meant to live happily. You just have to find the keys. That's it. Excuse me. So after doing the exercise of all this, I need some answers. Raise your hand if you still have the same mindset when you started this workshop till now? Yay! Good, that's great. Okay, nice. So, if you're struggling with knowing your message or finding your passion, take the workshop of finding your true passion. Because each person of us has a message in this life. It's just you don't know about it, or you didn't discover it, you didn't figure it out yet. All you have to do is take some time to know yourself better, to acknowledge things and skills that you have. You have to be aware of the two main types of criticism. Let me draw your attention to positive criticism, which is also called the constructive criticism. When someone gives you a piece of advice or a comment that might help you to improve your work and yourself, that's a positive criticism because it will help you to improve yourself and to improve your work. For example, if someone tells me in the comments now that the quality of the voice is very bad, or the PPT that I'm sharing is not really organized, let's say. This is a good criticism, which is highly welcomed because it draws attention to something I may not be aware of. So I'll accept this criticism and do my best to improve it. I'll do my best to invest more in on a good mic, for example, or on good tools, etc. But when it comes to negative criticism and rude comments, like your face is like a pig, your voice is ugly, my ears hurts, your clothes are old-fashioned, or your work is so stupid, or whatever. These kind of words represent the internal stage of that person, not me. Yes, exactly. It represents the internal state of that person. The person who's saying these words has something broken inside. That's it. If you're criticizing just for the sake of criticizing, if you're being rude just because you want to be rude, and you trying to make people look small so that to feed that ego inside you and to polish that fake picture inside you. See, it's all related. In life, you will definitely meet both types of people. People who gives you advice or criticize you in a positive way so that you can improve yourself, and other people who criticize you for the sake of criticizing. So whenever you face a situation in which someone says something negative and rude to you, remember that he's throwing out their psychological problems on you. They are using you as a garbage. They are mess, a huge mess from the inside, and they aren't aware of it. That's it. When you have this idea, your mindset will completely change. So next time when someone do something, you will be, you will show compassion inside. Okay, bless the soul, bless him, bless the soul. May God bless him with healing, inside healing, inner healing. We know that he's struggling. We've been there, right? So these people, what they actually do is attacking others to feel good and better about themselves. They might say, "You're a fool and so ignorant. They are comforting themselves as they're saying to themselves, I'm smart, I'm well educated. When they say you're a loser, they are trying to convince themselves that they are not losers and they are better than you. Basically, they are trying to shine the fake picture that their false ego has created for them. Is it clear? I see some smiles. Now you're getting it. Sometimes when you get criticized by close people like family or friends or your partner, you feel worse than you do with others. If a stranger criticizes you, you might feel something, but not that much when someone really close to your heart criticizes you. A family member, a friend, a partner, a lover, whatever. Whoever criticized you and you feel hurt, right? Simply because you want to be in your best image in front of your beloved ones. Again, it's the false ego talking. It's the false perfect picture. No one is perfect. And that's okay to be uncompleted. That's actually the whole idea. We are all human beings. We are all trying to evolve. This is part of our earth journey, evolving day after day, learning new lessons daily, and trying to become better versions of ourselves. Just remember not to take it personally. Strip off the situation from any personal relationship. Don't think, oh, this is my partner said this, so you start to feel certain things. My parents said this, my friend said this. No, please remember to strip off the situation from any personal relationship so that you can see things clearly. Then ask the essential questions. 1, does what I'm doing now contribute to fulfilling the message or to impress others? Yes, I'm doing this to fulfill the message and to reach my goal, whatever goal you have. Full stop. If no, I am doing it to impress people. Okay. This is not me talking. This is the false ego. This is the false perfect picture talking here. Okay, I'm not reacting. It's the false ego reacting. Then you start backing up. If their criticism is positive or negative, so if a positive criticism comes, I'll welcome it and I'll be happy to improve myself and do my best to improve my work. If not, I'll not take it personally and I'll seek an excuse for those people who still have issues with their ego. I'll be more understanding of their situation. But very important here, please. To show compassion doesn't mean you have to show it outside to them. You feel it from the inside. Because certain people, they might be very, very rude and they don't know their limits. You have the right to draw the limits, You have the right to make them understand certain things. You have the right not to let anyone talk to you in a rude way or anything as such. So please be careful of this. That compassion, you show it inside. Why is it important to show it inside? To help yourself acknowledge that they have certain things they need to work on, as we did in the past. So it's like a reminder for you that nothing is personal. They're just throwing their garbage, like their psychological garbage on you, and that's it. It's not you. Don't take it personally. It's not you who are they are attacking. So this is just a reminder for you not to fall into that trap of the false ego. Okay? So please be careful of this. Don't say, oh, I'm showing compassion, and you let everyone talk rubbish about you. No. Yes, exactly. Yes. Thank you. Yes, exactly. It's like the same thing we did in the forgiveness. Forgiveness, it's in the inside. Because certain people, definitely most of people, if you tell them that you forgive them, they'll, we know, I don't want to say the word again, but we know what they're going to do, right? They'll come here and, right? So what we do, we forgive them internally, from the inside, and we have the right to stop them. We have the right to show them that you have no right to treat me like this anymore. Okay, now to understand more about the ego and to understand more about how does it work and how it controls you and it's driving your life instead of you, the real you. And why is it important to be aware of this and to take back control? So please take just 2 minutes to answer the question. Who are you? You don't have to share it here. No, no. You don't have to share it in the chat. No, you can just write it down on your notebook. Who are you? Now, this step is very important to get rid of the false ego and to strengthen the true ego. So if your answer has some of the following, see the red box? If you have anything, you can score yourself how many you got. So how many phrases or words you've used in this red box? If you used your personal or family name, your nationality, your age, your career, your degrees and studies, your sex gender, your body shape, your color, uh, type of clothes, houses, what things you own, like your car. If you used I'm famous in this specific area, if you used any material wealth, it's very important. See that one in the red box, which is underlined? If you used I am aware or I am in a certain degree of awareness. And if you use that religious status, you need to be careful. Okay, give me the scores. Type your scores. Okay, most of you got the desire and pleasure things. See, you have, let's put them in categories, let's say. You have desire and pleasure, which are physical and material things. If you describe, if you uh, answer the question, who are you, with something has to do with your body shape, color, size, your sex, gender, your mm, skin color, and all those things, and or physical things like house, the career, which job you're doing, and all these things. So physical and material. Next ones, it has to do with let's say interesting. Okay. M- Again, like let's say a good number of people, they are people who are taking and receiving, they're not giving. So you care first about taking and receiving from others before giving to others. Then care more about superficial things and appearances. Okay, so we have like three things: desire and pleasure, taking and receiving, superficial things, and appearance. When you care more about how you look, right? Now, the green box. Take a good look to the green box. This is the true you, the true ego, the true you. I need a score again. Yellow. Okay, if you said something like the pure soul that was created before it took the name and shape, if you refer to yourself as a soul or as a human being or as a being or as a creation, because after all, remember, you are the pure soul before it took a name or a shape or a physical body or anything as such. God's successor on earth, a significant living entity, a servant for the recognition of the earth, a servant of God, a servant of humanity and other beings. To care about giving before taking. Yes, exactly. When you give something with a value, you benefit others to serve, to give information. So this is what we mean by it. Everything has to do with the value. So giving mercy, desire to do good and positive things for others and the whole universe. Uh, kindness, of course, yes, very good. Not judging others, yes. Not making fun of others, being aware, exactly. Nice, well done. Now, be honest with yourself and name 5 things you do to yourself or to others, for others, let's say, just to impress or please the outside world. No one is going to see this. You're gonna write it on your notebook. So be honest with yourself, because this is what we're going to heal today. This is what we're going to get rid of today. So be honest with yourself. I'm gonna do it with you now. Name 5 things you do to yourself, or let's say to others, just to impress and please the outside world. Oh, to do for others, certain people, they do charity only to impress others. That's an example. When you go to your office and you offer coffee for others, you don't do it out of kindness, out of giving and sharing. You do it just to, everyone will say, oh, she's very nice. She's very blah, blah, blah. Okay? Now we'll do the opposite. Name 5 things you do only for good reasons. Okay, since we are done with the 5 things you do without waiting for an income or something in return. We're going to move now to the deepest exercise. So you don't need anything as your pencil or notebook or anything. All I need is your attention and focus with me. Please be receptive. Okay, to keep it simple, you can see here the false ego is when you do something to shine your picture in front of others. The true ego is when you do something valuable for the universe, to enhance your relationship with God or with the universe. Now you have a better idea about yourself and your true ego. Step 3, tips that will help you to get rid of the false ego. Number 1, observation. Be aware. Watch if things that you do daily, do you do it out of pleasure or value? We already talked about there is nothing wrong to do things for pleasure. Yes, but not everything is for pleasure. It's not like pleasure is driving you. You're following your pleasure. We're human beings, right? Not animals. So we have time for pleasure. We do enjoy life. We enjoy ourselves. But the main thing about your life, the main thing that drives you in the earth journey, what is it? Is it pleasure or value? So observe yourself. Be aware. Example, do I study to say that I am educated, or because I want to develop my skills to serve community? Am I going to establish this project to become rich? And people will say, oh, she's rich. Or I want to become rich because I've struggled with certain traumas when I was young. And I want to be a businesswoman or a businessman to become like this specific person, or to show that this specific person that I'm better than him. We've talked about this, right? That certain traumas also affect your ego and your choices in life. So when you get rid of all this, you know why you're doing certain things. Are you establishing this project to please people, or you're doing this project to help the society develop and to help certain community to get a better life. Number 2, stop criticizing and mocking others. Very important step. You mock others and criticize them either because you think you are better than them, or to give yourself the feeling that they are not better than you. And in both cases, this is your false ego speaking. So whenever you find yourself doing these kind of things, these behaviors, remind yourself with your true value, your true ego, the true you. And do the opposite of it, of course, the opposite of the act. Such as when you find yourself about to criticize a person negatively, stop for a while and look for anything positive in that person, or in their work, or their look, the way they dress, and praise that thing. However small is it, just look for something. Definitely there'll be something, at least 3 small things in the other person, which are good things, and embrace those things. Celebrate those things. So before you criticize anyone, or before you open your mouth and you say something, either in the real life or even in the social media, before you leave any comment, think, is it valuable? Is it going to add a value to this project or to this person? Is it going to help them in any way? That does these words that I'm going to write going to help this person in their personal work, in their personal life? How is it? Is it necessary to say it? If not, then back up and learn the quick way to do it. When you find yourself about to criticize someone, think quickly about something positive and say and embrace that positive thing about them. And yes, well, some people, they've taken certain classes with me as well. They use that technique. When you criticize certain people, and or you're about to criticize certain people, you touch your heart. That's a good thing to do. When you find yourself about to say something bad about something or someone, you just touch your heart. Take a deep breath, and then you say something nice, because this is your heart. The energy of the heart is a loving energy. So you change your words automatically. And of course, if you've been criticizing a lot of people, you need to do forgiveness and ask forgiveness for these people. That's a must. Number 3, focus on the true self more until the false ego shrinks and disappears. It's very easy. Whenever your focus is, that thing tend to grow. So don't focus on the negative things, because you're feeding the energy. So instead of that, focus on the good things, on the positive things. That is what we are going to do here. You focus on the true self. Focus on how to grow that self, the true self. Focus on the values. Keep asking yourself each time whenever you want to do something, why am I doing this? Why am I saying this? This will keep you in track. Try to do something just for charity without waiting for anything in return. Whether material, money, service, or moral, to thank someone, to praise them, to compliment them, without waiting for anything in return. When we say without waiting for anything in return, even the thanks, because certain people they say, I'm trying to be nice and I give these people charity and they don't even say thank you. Remember, it's charity. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for yourself and you're doing it for good karma to come back to you. So if they don't say thank you, it's their business. It's not you again. Why are you waiting for them to thank you? If they thank you, that's fine. They're nice people and all that. If they don't, okay, fine. You've done your job. That's it. See? Step number 4, awareness. Be aware of the difference and the diversity of the world that we live in, especially now. For example, I live here in UAE in Dubai. It's full of many cultures, many nationalities. It's a diversity here, you know, it's like the whole world in one place. And I believe in many other countries it's the same thing. In US also many nationalities live there. So and with the social media, you just take your phone and you are everywhere. So awareness of the existence of different levels of awareness among people, the awareness of different backgrounds and cultures, environments, uh, you know, civilizations, societies, their education, their religion, their way of thinking in general. So people are different. We live in a world where individuals are different from us, and that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Let's embrace it. It's a good thing. It's good to be different. We need to learn to accept other people as they are. Accept people as they are so that they can accept you as well. It's good to be different. If you don't like something in someone or you don't like whatever, accept it at least. Let them be who they want to be. It's the same thing with you. Not everyone will like you. Not everyone will like your culture, the way you think, the way you do certain things, because you're different from them. You grew up differently. You had a different education. You come from different background. It's the same thing. So we need to learn how to accept others. To accept them, it's not like um forcefully to be like them. No, they have the right to be themselves, and I have the right to be myself. We accept them, meaning we let them be whatever they want to be, and that's it. We don't judge them. We don't try to change them, right? So, as a result of this, you will be able to accept the others as they are without making judgment or criticize them or mock of them. In other words, not allowing the false ego to drive the bus of your life. This is not a quick fix, please. Note this. This is not a quick fix. It's a process that needs practice and practice and practice again and again and again and again and again, day and day. So each day you need to practice this until you master it. Remember, we've said change is like an onion, it has many layers. So each time you're going to remove a layer and then a new layer will pop out and you remove the next one and it keeps going, going, going like this. So it's not a quick fix. It's not, it doesn't work like in a blink of an eye and oops, you're changed, or a click of a button. No, it's a process. You need to work on it. And please don't be attached with the final result. I always say this. Learn to enjoy the journey of healing, to enjoy the journey of changing and evolving and becoming a better person. So don't stress yourself out. Step number 5, which is the final step. this step, please, not today. We are going to sign up soon. So this is an assignment for tomorrow. So I want you to give your brain now time to absorb everything we've done and all the information given to you and to reorder things. So practice this tomorrow, okay? The worksheet is already emailed to you through the email in which you registered into it. So do this tomorrow, okay? And thank you for taking the Art of Making Your Life a Masterpiece course. Thank you so much for attending and for being here. And I shall see you next course or next workshop. Thank you and stay blessed.